and another green. So yeah, let's continue. And as I said, visible from everywhere. But regarding, let's say, school discipline. So when I was in elementary school, every year the teachers would also grade your behavior in school, which basically didn't affect your regular grades, but you would have, a visible mark regarding, basically it was how they would grade you in the same principle, the same system as the regular grades, but they would consider your behavior towards the teachers, towards the other pupils, towards school staff, how you were behaving, so they didn't go for education, but your upbringing also. And of course later this was completely removed because upbringing is also a sign of not just good behavior, but according to some class, I don't want to say class struggle and so forth, but according to some teachers weren't, or well, shouldn't be someone really wants to meet Liza. Some our left of center governments then remove this because teachers should be focused only on education and nothing else. No, basically, because between education and raising the children, it's a big difference. So raising should be left for parents or whoever is raising the child. And this was basically the first let's say stepping stone in, let's say, demolishing the old system, because the teachers with this grading of your behavior could at least influence the parents, if they were of course willing to change the behavior. Now this is basically left to we have also, which was also in fact in my days, we have a system of, let's say, UKOR, which is informal term used, which is basically would be translated as admonishment. And school and teachers have different levels of you have, like, I think is admonishment by the teacher, then is admonishment from your class teacher, so the teacher that is responsible for your class. Lizzie, to hold more. And then you have admonishment from the whole from the whole core of teachers, from all the teachers in the school. And then is, I think, also the admonishment from the principal. But I don't know regarding the last two, who is higher. And in theory, we also have, like suspension, but this is also in theory, because this cannot be enforced, because we have, constitutional right to education, which means that you aren't able to actually expel a kid unless a parent agrees to. Because constitutional right. And so basically on the paper you have a whole system, discipline system in force, which is basically useless, because there are no real consequences for the problematic child. Of course, we also have, we also have, school counselors, school psychologists, and so forth. But usually they cannot help. Why? Because if the parents are not involved, and they usually aren't, they cannot change anything. And then, the problems grew, and of course then also parents, especially of middle class, upper middle class parents, started vocalizing their demands regarding their precious offspawns. And we had basically several instances that parents were coming to parent-teacher conference hours with attorneys, demanding and threatening the teachers and the school with lawsuits, because apparently their kid is so bright and he had to have bigger, better grades. And this basically just escalated. And then you have this whole system going through the, let's say, cultural system, when you in media, in music, you hear how cool and how good the criminals are, and how they are respected, feared. Peva, Lizi, ce? Tukaj, na morva ce?
Nada, in bojo.
No, pet. Liza, na morva je čez. Za mano. Liza wants to go already across the road, but we have to go there. So and then you have this system. Nobody can touch the kids. With touch I mean discipline, or the discipline system is useless. And then you have it, 15-year-olds going around stabbing people, 13, 14-year-olds going around, beating people while filming themselves. and nothing can be done. So yeah, let's end on this point.